So my name is Daniel Duplessis. I'm the Marketing Communications Director for Milkor, the group company. We are a South African company, it's headquartered in Centurion in South Africa, more than 5 global offices around the world. We have a specific niche in supplying defense and security solutions to government entities, a fully private company owned by South African individuals. Also responsible then for multiple different types of defense-related equipment manufacturing and exports to various countries. Our track record is quite impressive. We have more than 56,000 different systems supplied to more than 56 different countries. With the latest advancements in UAV technology, specifically on the Milkor 380, also including South Africa among top 10 countries in the world for UAV manufacturing. We also specialize in armored vehicle manufacturing as well as inshore naval vessel manufacturing, alongside a multitude of other land and cyber applications as well. So products like the Milkor 380, classified as a category 2 UAV or category 3 UAV, depending on which classifications you look like, is typically classified as a medium altitude, long endurance UAV. Now, this UAV is what we see typically in Hollywood films. There are only about 10 countries globally that manufacture them, and out of the G20, I think only 11 countries actually has them in use at the moment. So although we are part of a global collective in the G20 and being a host this year in South Africa of world leaders accounting for more than 85% of the GDP across the globe, only 11 of these countries actually have them in stock. So showcasing that South African innovation and technologies like the Milkor 380, manufactured exclusive in South Africa, in Cape Town, by South Africans, shows a huge amount of technological innovations still remaining in the country and puts us on a global stage. So being a part of the South African defense industry under strict government by the NCACC, in South Africa, an interministerial committee that sits and aligns the export and import of armed goods, including the Milkor 380, with strategic partners. We, for example, as a privately owned company, can definitely not sell to another private individual or private entity. We only work directly with governments officially per the NCACC's approval. So there's a few ministers that have to look at when we export these types of UAVs, how it fits into the bigger political and social economic scene around the world, ensuring that these types of aircrafts are used responsibly and for the intended purpose that they have been designed for. This is an essential step, and I think it's something that's very well established in South Africa. Although it can be a tedious process, I understand that there's a lot of efforts and things that needs to be considered to make sure that these do not fall into the wrong hands. We exclusively deal with militaries, police forces, and any other border management or coast guard authority as ordained by the governments that we supply to, in order to conduct their respective operations. So as a company, Milkor started off in the development of this project and this capability essentially over the last 6 years. We had to establish a team retaining critical skills in the UAV manufacturing and development sector. South Africa is not uncommonly known to have used UAVs for military operations and various other operations as well since the 1980s, and they are skilled individuals. A lot of them have grey hair now, but skilled individuals that have been working on these systems for the last 30, 40, 50 years. And we've retained a lot of those skills. A lot of them has left the country, and it was a tremendous effort from our company to also retain South African individuals that have these skills to come and work at our company. Subsequently, also, we're looking to the future, and we're employing quite a lot of new engineers, young engineers, from the top 4 universities in South Africa for engineering, exclusively training them and handing over the same essential skills. Our company has been established in this division specifically for aerospace and unmanned aerial technology in Cape Town, and now constitutes of more than 550 people in total for the manufacturing of these systems. This allowed us, in this whole build-up of the process, allowed us to essentially establish a capability to manufacture everything needed for this aircraft to succeed in South Africa. And this includes the software, the hardware and electronics, all of the wiring looms and cables that you might find inside a drone, all of the airframe manufacturing using composite technology and mechanical elements, as well as all of the subsystems and support systems required to operate this thing. It's in a tremendous effort. I think we established that there are more than 11 million lines of code in this aircraft, specifically just on the ground control station and mission planning software. So we have a team of about 200 software engineers working continuously, updating this thing, keeping it in a modern solution. This is a tremendous effort, and I think it's why showcasing this at the G20 is an important thing, not just for our company, but also for the South African government. Because on an African scale, there's no other company that can do this. This is officially the largest UAV on the African continent, developed and manufactured on this continent, internally by South Africans, doing from a ground level up development. And then also on a global stage, 11 out of the countries have UAVs, the rest of them do not yet. And I think every country needs this type of technology. We can see patterns in war moving towards close air support and the use of unmanned aerial things quite commonly now in modern conflict solutions and even in just modern peacekeeping and security operations. So having this type of technology being in an exclusive party of only 10 countries is worth showcasing.